Good morning, class. Today I am going to discuss about cell wall. The cell was first discovered and named by Robert Hooke in 1665. What Hooke actually saw was the dead cell walls of plant cells as it appeared under the microscope. In 1804, Carl Rudolphi and J.H.F. Link proved that cells have independent cell walls. A cell wall is a structural layer that surrounds some types of cells situated outside the cell membrane. Basically, the cell wall is a rigid, protective covering present outside the plasma membrane of plant cells or bacteria, fungi, and algae. It can be tough, flexible, rigid, which provides cell with both structural support and protection. Students, in front of you there is a structure of plant cell and you can see the outer layer. This one outer layer is cell wall. In plant cell, cell wall is present outside of the cell membrane, and the plant cells have a fixed shape and size due to the presence of a rigid cell wall only. It is sufficiently thick, strong and rigid and is about 0.1 nanometer to several micrometers thick. The cell wall is composed of cellulose in all plant cells. What about in fungi? In fungi it is made up of chitin. Already we have discussed in our previous chapter. So in fungi it is made up of chitin, a complex carbohydrate rich in amino containing sugars. Bacterial cell walls consist of complex carbohydrates and linked short peptides. Clear? The cell wall is formed during the cell division and is comparatively thin in young cells. Cell wall is usually made up of three layers: primary wall, secondary wall, and the third one is middle lamella or middle layer. Is it clear, students? There are three layers in cell wall: middle layer or middle lamella, primary wall and secondary wall. Now we will see all three layers. First we see that these two cells are adjacent cells side by side. Clear, children? Or these two are adjacent cells. Okay. Now we will see middle lamella. You can see in the figure this is middle lamella, which is given in yellow color. This layer is middle lamella. So the middle lamella is present between two primary walls. You can see primary wall given. This one is primary wall and this one is also primary wall. Clear? So middle lamella is present between two primary walls and it connects the two adjacent cells. One this side cell and this one. This lamella connects two adjacent cells. So this middle lamella holds the neighboring cell wall together and is composed of sticky gel-like material formed of magnesium and calcium pectates. The primary walls of two adjacent cells, this one is primary wall and this one is primary wall, and these two are adjacent cells. So the primary walls of two adjacent cells are present on either side of the middle lamella. It is formed during the cell division and it is comparatively thin and permeable and allows the young cells to grow. Primary cell wall composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, polysaccharides and other pectic substances. Electron microscopic studies have revealed that individual molecules of cellulose As you know that cell wall is made up of cellulose, so individual molecules of cellulose are long chains. You can see in the figure it is long chains cross-linked by hydrogen bond to other molecules to form strong bundles. You can see in the figure this is the bundle, okay, which is called microfibrils. Clear, children? In this image you can see microfibrils, so many. And if we take this microfibril, you can see that it consists of aggregates which is known as micelles. These micelles form the framework of the cell wall within the cell wall matrix. Middle lamella is inactive in nature, but unlike middle lamella, the primary walls are optically active and most often thin and elastic. After middle lamella and primary cell wall, now we will see secondary cell wall. You can see in the figure this one is secondary cell wall. The secondary wall is generally thick and rigid. Secondary cell wall is usually made up of cellulose, hemicellulose and polysaccharides, and during maturity substances like lignin, waxes, tannins and calcium carbonate are also deposited on the secondary wall. In some plants, another innermost layer called tertiary wall can be seen. It is rarely present. It is relatively thin and without cellulose microfibrils. Now we will see what is plasmodesmata. When we see the structure of plant cells, we see that the cell wall, this is the structure of cell wall, it does not form a continuous layer. You can see that there is interruption by minute pores. Clear, children? Cell wall does not form a continuous layer and is interrupted by minute pores. You can see in the figure, and this minute pores are known as plasmodesmata. Thin strands of cytoplasm, you can see in the figure that thin strands of cytoplasm pass through this plasmodesmata, and this allows the movement of substances between the adjacent cells. And these are the living connections between the neighboring plant cells. Let's see the functions of cell wall. Cell walls give mechanical strength to the cells and to the plants as a whole, to act as a physical barrier to the plant, to prevent cell swelling and bursting as a result of osmotic pressure. Due to osmotic pressures, sometimes cells swell and burst. So cell walls prevent cell swelling and bursting. Clear, children? Next, to promote cell-to-cell signaling through their cell walls. Cell signaling is a part of any communication process that governs basic activities of cells and coordinates multiple cell actions. You know that cell wall is made up of cellulose, so the orientation of cellulose microfibrils helps to control cell growth and shape.